For decades, educational films taught America's youth how to be social, hygienic, and safe on the highway. But in the 1980s, VCRs arrived in the classrooms. The 16mm films were abandoned by the schools. But instead of going to the dump, Skip Elsheimer and his AV Geek archive rescued thousands of classic classroom films. Skip does not merely collect these films. He releases themed video collections. He travels across America to museums and galleries to revive the classroom experience. And now he wants to share his collection with you on this episode of AV Geeks.
So tonight's program is about danger. Danger that's all around us. We're living in dangerous times, and films are often there to talk about the dangers of driving, or the dangers at your workplace, or the dangers of illicit drug use. This film here is one of my favorites. It's Shake Hands with Danger. It's made by the Centron Corporation, and this is for people who work on giant, heavy equipment, those giant yellow machines, and the damage that they can do to you or to equipment if you're not paying attention. So here's Shake Hands with Danger.
You mean you'll work on engines and machinery and not think of your own personal safety? Here, shake hands with danger.
Shake hands with danger. Need a guy who ought to know. I used to laugh at safety. Now they call me Three-Finger Joe. Climbing with tools can create a hazard. Any shortcuts, and you're inviting injury. In fact, taking shortcuts is often a quick road to trouble. In a hurry, Harry pulls only one axle. He's taken this shortcut before. While waiting for the operator to return, Harry starts the machine in order to judge the problem. In this absent-minded state, he unconsciously starts to steer, jams his foot on the differential lock, and the machine takes off. Lucky for the stunned operator, the machine stops itself. Harry is only bruised, but in a crowded area, he could have killed someone, because he ignored safe procedure to save a few minutes' work. Here, they're about to push a high-sprocketed machine from an old set of tracks onto a new set. With both tracks removed, the machine is free to roll. On a slight grade, it may just take off.
Hey, get away from me! Drive down! Retro, that under!
If they'd had an operator in the machine, he could have stopped it by dropping the ripper or blade. Oddly enough, it isn't lack of familiarity with the job that causes most accidents. Often it's the routineness of the work that makes a person overconfident. If he were new at it, Bill would be watching and thinking about every step. Now it's so routine that caution has been dulled. This is the moment, that split second when a man decides between being safe or shaking hands with danger. but I'll make do with one. Now, Bob isn't dumb. He wouldn't try towing it all the way to the shop without help. But he just wants to drag it 100 yards or so and get that foreman off his back. Bob Murray will never again tow a freewheeling machine without having control over the braking. Now, Bob was lucky. Others were not. Shake hands with danger. 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 And friends I used to know, compared to them I'm lucky to be just Three-Finger Joe.
This next film that we're about to see deals with the dangers of atomic attack. It is Duck and Cover, and it's made by the Department of Civil Defense. And you've probably heard something about this, or at least the song. It features a turtle named Bert, and he tells children on how to handle atomic attack and what to do when they hear the air raid sirens. Looking back at this, it's obvious that the advice he gives is not very strong. Going under a desk is not going to keep you from being obliterated. But this film actually serves a different purpose, and that is to soothe the anxieties of children and their parents about what would we do if we were attacked. Even though this information might be somewhat erroneous, it certainly helped. And so here's Duck and Cover.
Dum dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum, diddle dum dum. There was a turtle by the name of Bert, and Bert the turtle was very alert. When danger threatened him, he never got hurt. He knew just what to do. He ducked and cover, ducked and cover.
He did what we all must learn to do. You
and you
and you and you.
duck and cover.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing. That's what this film is all about. Duck and Cover.
This is an official civil defense film produced in cooperation with the Federal Civil Defense Administration and in consultation with the Safety Commission of the National Education Association.
Produced by Archer Productions, Incorporated. Hey, Bert, come on out and meet all these nice people, please. Oh, all right. We really can't blame you. You see, Bert is a very, very careful fellow. When there's danger, this is the way he keeps from being hurt. Sometimes it even saves his life. That's why these children are practicing to duck and cover just as you do in your school. First, you have to know what happens when an atomic bomb explodes. You will know when it comes. We hope it never comes, but we must get ready. It looks something like this. there is a bright flash, brighter than the sun, brighter than anything you've ever seen. If you were not ready and did not know what to do, it could hurt you in different ways. It could knock you down hard or throw you against a tree or a wall. It is such a big explosion, it can smash in buildings and knock signboards over and break windows all over town. But if you duck and cover like Bert, you will be much safer. You know how bad sunburn can feel. The atomic bomb flash could burn you worse than a terrible sunburn, especially where you're not covered. Now, you and I don't have shells to crawl into like Bert the turtle, so we have to cover up in our own way. First, you duck, and then you cover. And very tightly, you cover the back of your neck and your face. Duck and cover underneath a table or desk or anything else close by. In Betty's school, they are talking about the atomic bomb, too. Betty is asking her teacher, how can we tell when the atomic bomb may explode? And her teacher is explaining that there are two kinds of attack, with warning and without any warning. We think that most of the time we will be warned before the bomb explodes, so there will be time for us to get into our homes, schools, or some other safe place. Our civil defense workers and our men in uniform will do everything they can to warn us before enemy planes can bring a bomb near us. You may be in your schoolyard playing when the signal comes. That signal means to stop whatever you are doing and get to the nearest safe place fast. Always remember, the flash of an atomic bomb can come at any time, no matter where you may be. You might be out playing at home when the warning comes. Then be sure to get into the house fast, where your parents have fixed a safe place for you to go. If you are not close to home when you hear the warning, go to the nearest safe cover. Know where you are to go, or ask an older person to help you. You know the places marked with the S sign? They're safe places to go when you hear the alarm. If there is a warning, you will hear it before the bomb explodes. But sometimes, and this is very, very important, sometimes the bomb might explode without any warning. Then the first thing we would know about it would be the flash. And that means duck and cover fast, wherever you are. There's no time to look around or wait. Be like Bert. When there is a flash, duck and cover, and do it fast. Here's Tony going to his Cub Scout meeting. Tony knows the bomb can explode any time of the year, day or night. He is ready for it. Duck and cover. Attaboy, Tony. That flash means act fast. Tony knows that it helps to get to any kind of cover. This wall was close by, so that's where he ducked and covered. Tony knew what to do. Notice how he keeps from moving or from getting up and running? He stays down until he is sure the danger is over. The man helping Tony is a civil defense worker. His job is to help protect us when there is danger of the atomic bomb. We must obey the civil defense worker.
Remember what to do, friends. Now tell me right out loud. What are you supposed to do when you see the flash?
Duck and cover. Duck and cover. Duck.
This next thing we're going to see is something that was made by the U.S. Army Signal Corps back during World War II. It's Private Snafu. It's a cartoon that was sent out to the troops. Every month there would be a new cartoon that was sent out. This is an animation that's done by actually some people at Warner Brothers. They were written by Dr. Seuss. You'll hear Mel Blanc, very popular voice actor for Warner Brothers.
Could be.
A lot of the same things that you would normally see in a Warner Brothers cartoon. Things in black and white, and a lot of the gags you'll see are the same. But basically these are designed to give out information to the troops, but also to kind of build their morale. And it's something to laugh at as well. So here's Booby Traps.
The enemy has fled, abandoning the area. As our forces move up, they must exercise great care. Every object is a possible booby trap. Some booby traps are more alluring and ingenious than others. If you are a boob, you will be trapped.
Wish the hell you'd shut up. I ain't no boob and I won't be trapped. I wonder, could this be one of them there booby traps? Could be. I never could get that last note anywho. Boy! Tobacco! You know, I ain't had a good smoke in years. Hiya, Toots! What cooks? Something new has been added. Booby traps. Safe at last. Well, at least up here, I don't have to worry about no booby traps.
This next film that we're going to see deals with the dangers of illicit drug use. It's Case Study LSD, and it was made by the Lockheed Aviation Corporation back in the late 60s. My guess with this film is that it was created to inform the management about this growing drug issue that was taking place in San Francisco and all along the West Coast, and how it was possibly going to seep into the workforce at Lockheed. I'm not absolutely sure what the reason for this is, but it's still a very interesting film nonetheless.
I first dropped acid when I was 18. I was over at these people's house one night. This guy I went to school with was over there and asked me if I wanted to try some acid. I had read about it in the papers and heard curious. I was pretty jacked up on marijuana, so I decided to try it, and I dropped it. I don't know what I was waiting for, a flash or a rush or whatever, but I kept sitting there waiting, and nothing was happening. So I got up and then went to her and put on a pair of pink capris and a green and brown blouse. I thought the colors were beautiful. So we tripped down to Market Street, and I decided to buy a hot dog. I was very hungry, and I had put mustard and ketchup and relish in the usual, and I put the hot dog up to my mouth, and somebody started screaming. I didn't know what was happening, so I looked up at my friend Terry and said, "Did you hear that? Didn't you hear someone scream?" He said no. I got the hot dog up to my mouth again, and I was ready to bite, and the scream got louder. And it hit me. No, it couldn't be. And I looked down at the hot dog, and there was a face on him. Eyes, nose, a mouth. I had put the ketchup to where it looked like his hair. And he started telling me that I couldn't eat him. That he had a wife and 7 kids at home to support. And I stood there with this hot dog and asked Terry, "Do you know this hot dog is talking to me?" And he says, "Nah, let's get out of here." He thought I was just faking. And I told him, "Look at the thing, he's got a face, and he's screaming." And the guy finally looked over, and he got on the same trip that I was on. And we sat there carrying on a conversation with that hot dog. Finally, I decided I was just hallucinating, so I put it in my mouth and bit down. It screamed so loud that you could hear it all over town, so I had to throw it on the ground and step on it. And I was jumping on this hot dog in the middle of Market Street. I realized that I had murdered it. And I took off screaming down the street, scared.
So with that film, I'm not sure if that was a pro-drug film or an anti-drug film, but one thing is clear, it's not a pro-hot dog film. This next film deals with the dangers, well, from within. Mysterious things building up inside. And when this film was shown in health class, only half the kids were allowed to actually see it. Enjoy.
But no 2 girls are really alike. They're as different as Libby and Jean. Now is the time that you'll begin to experience all kinds of new feelings you've never felt before.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, dear.
Did you see that dress at the teen shop?
What dress?
The one that was pale yellow with flowers across here and a sash in the back?
Oh, I know the one.
Oh, Mom, could I have it?
Libby, where would you wear a dress like that?
I'm as old as Jean, and she wears clothes like that.
Oh, come here, Libby. Jean is more developed than you are, dear. You still have your little girl looks and shape.
I know, but we're the same age.
But you're 2 different people. Some girls grow up sooner than others. Some not till they're 15 or 16.
I hope I won't have to wait that long.
I'm sure you won't, dear. Before you know it, a most important thing will happen.
What's that?
You'll begin to menstruate. Do you know what that means?
It means you can have a baby.
That's right. So your body prepares for it.
What do you mean?
Well, your body makes a warm, soft place out of blood and tissue for a baby to grow. And when there is no baby, the body gets rid of this blood and tissue through the lower part of the body.
That's menstruating?
Uh-huh. And once it starts, it'll happen every month for a period of a few days. That's why it's sometimes also called the period.
I don't know if I'll like it.
Oh, Libby, you said you couldn't wait to grow up.
I know, but it's kind of scary.
Oh, not at all, sweetheart. It's completely natural. It's part of being a girl. I'm sure that once you understand it, you'll see there's nothing scary about it.
Hi, Libby. Hi, Jean. How's the water?
Oh, it's okay.
Guess what?
What?
Boy, did I have some talk with my mother.
What about?
Menstruation.
Oh, that.
What do you mean, oh, that?
Nothing.
And you knew about it before?
Sure.
How long?
About a year.
Do you?
Do I what?
Menstruate.
Of course, silly.
How come you never told me?
I don't know. I always felt it was kind of personal. And besides, it's nothing special. It happens to every girl.
What happens to every girl?
Womanhood.
Oh, you mean the curse.
What do you call it?
The curse. You know, being unwell.
Why do you call it that?
I don't know. Some people do. Hey, come on. Let's go swimming.
No. You go. We'll be in later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, that's an icky word. My mother called it menstruation.
Mine does, too. I guess we're kind of lucky.
You mean to learn about it from them?
Yeah.
But I guess you really don't know what it's like till it happens to you.
Come on, let's go swimming.
Okay. Guess what, Mom?
You're menstruating.
How did you know?
Oh, I expected it. How do you feel?
All right, I guess.
You don't seem, quite as bubbly as usual. Are you sure you feel like bowling?
I'm all right.
Well, you're right, I guess. There's no need to mope around just because you're menstruating. But don't overdo, huh?
Okay, I won't. You can have fun while you're menstruating, if you understand what's right for you.
I think my little girl is growing up. What was that you asked me about? A yellow dress?
Libby is beginning to understand her feelings and how to cope with them. Now, growing up is all the fun it ought to be. In fact, if right this minute you asked her how she feels about it, she'd say, "It's wonderful being a girl."
So that film was It's Wonderful Being a Girl, and it was brought to you by the fine folks at Personal Products, which is actually Modus. And it's very typical for your female puberty film, in that the first part of the film deals with menstruation and the growth of the female body, and then the rest of it's kind of a commercial for the product. So I hope you enjoyed the films that we pulled from the AV Geeks archive, and I hope you feel a little bit safer, that we gave you some information that you can use in some of those dangerous situations in everyday life. And hope to see you again next week. I've got lots of films to show you, so take care.